Are you ready for me to surprise the fuck out of you?
Is it a jump scare?
Yes.
I'm ready
Welcome
for
to
all
All the Fucks podcast. I'm Jen Ponton.
I did not see that coming.
Never would have. Not me, stealthy as fuck.
Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. I'm Lillian Bustle.
And this is our podcast about feeling all of your ooey gooey feelings. What now?
Do you want your bra sticking out of your dress?
Yes, totally fine.
Okay, great. We can leave that in.
This
I wasn't
podcast
sure.
is about that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, it looks beautiful, but I wasn't sure because I couldn't see how much. It's got the little strappy duties.
It is. It's got
and
strappy
it's so
duties.
cute. Oh,
It's
God,
little
it's
butterfly
so
wings.
cute. See, I needed more. I needed more
Oh,
context.
all right. I'll pull it.
That's give the people what they
Listen,
want.
give the people the tits. It's fine.
Yay! Here, I'll crank up my my computer chair a little bit so that we can bring the girls to the party.
Crank up your straps just to
What?
hoist
Yeah,
them up.
yeah. I mean, look, now this is in the way. We can just use that one. Here we go. Ratings.
Beautiful. There we go. All right. Get them in the frame.
Okay. All right. Now the gang's all here.
Magnifique. Yeah, this is a podcast about feeling all your ooey gooey feelings, about feeling vulnerable and mortified and like, oh no, were my bra straps showing the whole time?
Oh God,
no.
Remember when we cared about that?
Yeah.
That was like a big deal in even in high school, really.
Oh my God. No, I never wanted my bra straps showing. I felt super, cagey about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But not like a cagey bra.
No, which is exactly what I'm wearing right now.
Yay, new kinds of cagey. Cagey B double triple D's.
Yeah.
Cagey BBs.
Pew pew pew.
I remember when I was in high school, I don't think that I ever wore this outfit to what? I can't wait to use my mouth for an hour. To school, but I definitely wore it like when we went out clubbing because there were a bunch of 18 and up clubs. Which are there any anymore? It's crazy that there were
18. That is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, they would mark you or unmark you in some way so that you couldn't buy alcohol. But the gay clubs that we went to, you could definitely go dancing as an 18-year-old. And of course, we drank in the car before we went in.
Needless to say.
But oh no, I don't even know why I was telling this story. I'm gonna get better. It'll be okay. Oh, shirt, right. I had a purple bra. We'll get there. Everyone listening understands where I'm at.
Oh my God, yes.
I had a purple bra that I wore with this like tissue thin, almost like tuxedo shirt on top of it. So it was like this big flowy thing that I could wear over jeans, but wearing the purple bra underneath it instead of a skin tone bra suddenly made it a club outfit. And totally. I remember, and I would wear my hair in pigtails and I would just have like lots and lots of makeup, but then just like a fairly simple whatever, but you could see through the shirt. And someone came up to me at Private Eyes and was like, oh my God, you look like a New York club kid. And I was like, I'm wearing this outfit every day for the rest of my life.
That is exactly what I was going to call you. Oh my God, I love that.
And then, but also I didn't wear tank tops until 2 years into college in Florida. And then I was like, well, what do I do with my bra straps now? And then after 2 days, I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck. It's Florida. It's too hot to care about this. Nobody cares. Nobody wears pantyhose. Like, no, that broke me of all of that.
You know what? I get why you love it now.
I did though, because I've had a couple of interviews lately. I did choose let's be real. I have like 2 work appropriate dresses.
Definitely. Sure. Yes.
I have camisoles that I could wear under things like this. But in general, I go low cut so that people don't pay attention to the terrible shoes that I wear. But that's not appropriate on a Zoom because they can't see my feet. It's not useful on a Zoom. But I was trying to pick outfits that didn't have my bra straps showing, just in case. And then, of course, nobody who was interviewing me on the call, like, everybody was just wearing whatever anyway. So,
and also like fangirling over the fact that, of course, you're a person who doesn't have any work appropriate clothes to wear.
I did not specifically get a compliment on my attire, but people seem to like my vibe, so that's good.
I love your vibe.
Thanks.
The vibes are, what do the kids call it? The vibes are impeccable.
Yes.
That's what they're saying.
Thank you. Immaculate vibes. Lovely, lovely.
Very exciting. God, I'm so excited for you. Do you know if/when you'll get... Okay, how is it different from actors? Do they tell you if they're passing on you?
Oh, no. They can't really tell you anything, because if they offer it to someone else and you're like the second choice, they don't want to let you go or tell you no, right? Because if you, and until they've given out all of their offers, and as I understand, they have processes and things that they need to do before they can even make the offer. The job would start sometime in October if it starts. And like I said, even if this, knock on wood, thanks, my microphone's so thrilled that I just did that. It just gave me a lot of confidence about how I can present myself without having to try to make my burlesque stuff look like something that
it's not.
That's pretend more respectable.
Yes. So excited.
Yeah, so that's cool.
So good.
Can I tell my hair story really quick?
Give it to me.
Because or are there better question? Are there things that you can talk about your week last week that you want to talk about on the pod, or is it still secrets that we have to talk about?
I think if I treat it like a blind item, it should be fine. Right?
It's up to you. I don't want it to get you in trouble.
I think it should be fine as long as I don't say any names of anything or anyone. I think.
Okay. I would like to hear whatever you can share.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. So, Fuck Buddies, I am in some capacity on a new series. Not sure how capacious the capacity is, but like it's definitely one episode with strong leanings towards showing up more. And on Friday, I shot my first episode for this show, and it was wonderful. And like, there are people who I am working with who I have waited 20 years to work with, and that feeling is exciting and thrilling. And I made so many friends, and the cast members were lovely. Yay. Lovely. The crew was lovely. Like, meeting these producers and director, I was like, because again, dreams on dreams on dreams. And it was so much fun, and everybody was just so kind and complimentary, and I had a blast, and I think I did a very good job, and it seems like they feel that way, and I am very hopeful that this will grow into something that will get a byline in Deadline, and I will be able to say it because it is public knowledge. But yeah, it was really, really wonderful. And then obviously Lillian is going to get the benefit of like a full fucking download.
Oh, I can't wait for the download. But just like, I mean, we were saying this before, just being on set and being around people again, and like, whether it's people you've already connected with or people you're connecting with anew, now you are in people's brains. And I thoroughly believe that is 99% of everything right now. Like, who is right in front of me? Who's right in front of me? Who's right in front of me and pleasant? Who did I recently have like a lovely experience with and said to somebody, you know who I met today and they were just incredible? This person. And then that person is like, oh, I now have a positive, it's just
Yeah.
Being in people's brains.
Yes.
It's important.
Totally. It is why work begets work.
Yeah.
Because, and then if we look at it from like the, Lillian was like, I knew I was supposed to meet you, but then I started putting on makeup and then I forgot about the first thing. Like,
right.
Truly, I think we're all in a place where we just, the countertop of our mind, of our memory is so full and so cluttered and everything is so bad. Well, many things are so bad. That like, yeah, you need the extra nudge. Like, I can't go deep in. I guested on a podcast and got an email from her and she's like, who else do you know who would be great for this? And I sat there in front of my computer for like 7 minutes. I don't know. I don't know. Who are my friends?
I'm like that with anything. That's like, if you were like, best karaoke song, go. I'm like, I've never sung anything in my whole life. Like, I've never, unless it was, my short-term memory is so blank. But that's why I keep lists for everything. That's why I do keep lists. I do not keep lists. Yeah, so smooth.
So smooth.
So puddingy. Viscous. My viscous little brain.
Just slopping from side to side.
That nice schloop noise. It's all good. We're all doing our best. I'm really excited for you. I'm really happy that it was such a positive experience.
It was so good. It was so good. I can't wait to tell you more things. It was lovely. It was really good. I do have a good feeling.
Yay. Fantastic. We had a collective win for character actors last night. I don't know. I haven't caught up on everything that was awards for Emmys last night, but somebody I know has known Jeff Hiller for years and years and years. And we talked about this when he got nominated, that when he got the nomination, they didn't even have a fucking picture to put in the little grid. It was an avatar of like a shadow. They didn't even find a Getty image of this poor boy. And his caption when he posted about it, he was like, well, I would say no one was more surprised than me that I was nominated, but it looks like somebody else was also unprepared. But yeah, congrats to Jeff Hiller for Emmy nom for somebody's, or Emmy win for Somebody Somewhere.
Such a beautiful, well-deserved win.
And apparently the studio won a bunch of stuff too, which did you take a look at that show?
Not yet, but I'm really excited to. Do you love it?
We loved it. I would watch it again from the beginning. I love Ike Barinholtz, first of all.
He's very funny.
And I did get the vibe that it had kind of like a white dude writing staff, and I didn't really look to see who was in the room, but it was still like enormously funny, and like really beautiful to see LA the way they showed it, and also a nice reminder that no matter how fancy people are, like the head of a studio still has anxiety and still like second guesses himself and still is like, oh, I'm not cool enough for these kids. And you're like, well, who is cool enough? Yeah, right. The people who think they're cool enough are the ones that I don't want to hang out with.
Generally speaking, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, so...
Oh, so great.
So by proxy, another win for nerds, really.
Beautiful. Yep. Hannah Einbinder won for Hacks after all these seasons of getting nominated. Absolutely love her. And she spoke up for freeing Palestine at the end of her speech. Then the press was like, talk more about liberating Palestine. And she's like, what do I have? Like, what's left to say? Have you spent one day on Earth in the last 2 horrible years? Like,
yeah, if you're asking for a plan, I'm not the one.
Can you imagine if that's where the policy came from? Never mind. It's already canonical with Idiocracy. Jesus.
Woof, woof, woof.
Yeah, magical time at the Emmys, and just a lot of people there too that I really respect. And I don't know, it feels like a little float of hope. Whereas I do feel like this time last year, doing the Emmys after the strike was like, are you kidding me? Like, what
Right.
is this? And now I feel like, I don't know, everything with the business has been so hard and bad, but it does feel like this is a little bit of a lighthouse, just like we're still making good shit. It's still really
Yeah.
important. We're still
Yeah.
showing off like marginalized and weird people who like deserve to be telling stories. I just think that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
It's little wins are still wins.
Fucking for real. Are you going to tell me about your hair?
Oh,
Or
sure.
hair in general?
Yeah, it's not really it's just two funny things that happened. Last week my friend buzzed my sides for me. I have mentioned here before that I really I'm not good at shaving my sides myself, and also I don't like going to barbers, which is where it's the cheapest to get it done, for multiple reasons. Partly because it's such a male space that I don't feel like I belong in, and I have never. The place right next to me is nice. They're like non-committal about it, but I feel like every time I sit down in a barber chair that I'm like hurting their fucking brand or something like that. Like everybody is like, why is she here? And the answer is hair, you dipshit. I have hair on my head that I want you to cut. And it is the simplest thing. And so when I can get a friend to do it, especially a friend who's careful, also the guys who do it don't seem to pay close attention to the fact that if my actual long hair gets any if the line from my shaved sides gets any higher, I'm eventually going to have a mohawk. And that's not the look I'm going for. And
Right.
they always just go like, vish, vish, vish. They don't use guards. I can barely, like when I do it, I put my finger up against it so I can bunk the shaver up against my finger.
Yes.
They just go for it. And so when I go outside and I take my hair out of the ponytail, I can see all of the hair that they weren't careful about and they cut too much. Anyway,
Did they cut too much in this go?
this was a friend. This was a friend
Yes.
who did it. So everything was very carefully done.
Good, because I was like, it looks really good.
Oh,
So
thank
if
you.
it was, yeah,
No,
it was great.
no. My friend actually has like real hair clippers because he does his own hair, or his girlfriend does it. And I don't need a fade. A fade is nice, but that's what you're paying $30 for, is for somebody to do like a gradient. And I don't even care about that. Just like take it off. So 2 days later, I was on the second floor of Port Authority, and just like I had been art modeling for a bunch of architects who also like to do figure drawing every so often. So I got paid well. I was on the 39th floor of a skyscraper right by Bryant Park. I had a lovely, very satisfying afternoon, evening. But I was definitely in Port Authority, where I am not looking to make friends. And had my hair just like up, maybe I had a flower in it, had all my bags, and someone comes up behind me and goes, I love your haircut. And it's so funny when people say things like that, because like, I like your hair is one thing, but like, I love your haircut sounds like something a friend says. Like, oh, this is a new
Sure,
thing I
sure.
haven't seen. Your haircut looks good. So
Right,
I was
right.
immediately looking for someone I knew. It caught me off guard in every single way, because I've never received a compliment on my appearance in the third rung of hell that is the second floor of Port Authority. And I look, and it is this lovely, possibly non-binary, very adorable person, like walking by, just like very, very cute walk, and then just looked back at me and was like, and I was like, oh my God, thank you. And I could have like said something back, but because their hair was also very cute, but it was very, I almost like fell over. So
Yes, it was very game sees game.
yeah, that was very cute.
Oh, I love that.
On the flip side, on Friday, I went with my fabulous friend who is a sex educator and storyteller, Dirty Lola, who has been on
Yes.
like Netflix specials and is just an incredible human. So she came
And
with me
did episode
to
129 of All the Fucks with Us.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I forgot about that. I should go back and listen to episode 129.
It's a great one.
Nice. I'm sure it is. She is just such a dear. Yes. So Dirty Lola and I went to Renee Cafaro's Fashion Week.
Another
event.
person who did an episode of All the Fucks
Yes,
with
that's
Us.
right. That's right. Renee is incredible, and she's making such a fantastic name for herself. She does have some ready-to-wear items, which is RCA Public Label. She has these incredible mesh dresses that have a built-in bra that are just killer, including some ones with sequins, and they're like super adjustable. But she's been doing a lot of like high fashion couture editorial style stuff lately, including not too long ago something that was in Paris, where Bella Bombshell was wearing her little jumpsuit for that. And it was just an incredible time. And where they sat us, I don't think Renee is the person who did like the seating list, although maybe
Probably
she was.
not.
But everybody on the couple benches around me were people who I knew or had. Kathy Deach was there. I don't know if you saw that.
Kathy came to New York for this?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if she came to New York for this or if she was here for multiple things, but she was here.
Oh my God. We have interviewed all these people, fuck buddies.
Yeah.
Every single person.
Your friend Lisa, who does the stylist stuff.
Lisa, we interviewed Lisa too.
Yeah, it was really like, it was a reunion. And Ashley Atkinson, who I should see if she is available.
Who we should do an episode with.
Yeah, I'm sure she would do it.
She would totally. Yeah,
so after that, Lola and I hung out a little bit, and then I was trying to meet Don for our anniversary supper. Sure.
Okay, mama.
Dinner.
Have you ever said supper in your life?
I do say supper sometimes. I do say supper occasionally, but not when it's a dinner reservation. Like supper's at home. You want to come over and I'll make supper.
Oh
sure,
my God.
I might say that, but we're definitely making dinner reservations and not supper reservations.
We're going out to supper. Put on your finest.
Supper is an in-house event. So I was trying to get from like 27th and 10th Avenue over to Avenue B and 14th Street. So, and I was determined not to take a car because cabs are so expensive now. Ooh. So I was like, let me be my savvy little New York self and take a bus to a bus. So I know. I figured it out, and I'm waiting for a bus, and I am like in a good mood. And I see someone see me, and I'm like, eh. And then with a long enough pause that I forgot this person had been there, right? Like I was probably deep in my transit app trying to figure out what the transfer was like.
Right.
And I hear from behind me, I don't even remember what he said, but it was a compliment about my hair. And it scared the shit out of me. Like he walked up behind me and was not like right behind me, but he was behind me. Close. And I was like, oh my God, you scared the hell out of me. I was like, don't sneak up behind women. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And I was like, I can tell that you didn't mean to, but do you see what just happened? You just snuck up behind me. And you scared me. And then he was like, like something, like, what are you up to? And I was like, I'm going across town to have an anniversary dinner with my husband. I even had both of my rings on, which I almost never wear my engagement ring anymore. I had both of my rings on, and I like held them up. I was like, I'm going to an anniversary dinner with my husband. And then he proceeded to keep awkwardly trying to hit on me. And he was just like, I'm shy. And I was like, well, you wouldn't have to be so shy if you didn't walk up behind women. Like, if this is the reaction you're getting, it's because you're doing it wrong.
I liked the first hair story better.
Yeah. But also, I actually said, I he was like, but I just wanted to say I liked your hair. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty gay, right? I was like, if having dinner with my husband isn't enough.
What did he say when you said that to him?
He was just like, oh, it's just nice or something. And then he was like, I live around here. And I was like, he said, my name is so and so. And I said, I'm not looking to make friends right now.
Good. Oh my God.
No points for trying. No, you get minus points for trying so hard. Awful.
Incredible.
Don't hit on girls with hair like mine. Men's.
Yeah. Yep. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed.
I mean, not necessarily, just like, ugh, it was all wrong.
God.
It was all wrong. And the other one was like so right
Precious
and easy. And I wish I had talked to that person a little bit more. But, you know, they just said what they needed to say and smiled and walked away, which is how you compliment someone.
That's right. Leave them wanting more. Please don't tell me your name.
I think it even went so far as like, I live around here. And I was like, I live in New Jersey.
Yeah. I don't.
Go away. Go away.
I'm so glad it didn't get like nasty then, because that's like, of course, we're so used to that happening, right? Like,
no, I could take him. Like, I only get that kind of sassy in New York. Now with people who I know, I could absolutely, because I can't outrun anyone, but I definitely could have taken this dude down. So he was taller than me too, but I know what I'm capable of.
Oh my God, incredible. Wow.
You should do, I want to do like an All the Fucks reunion with like as many people as we can get on the same Zoom. That would not make for a good podcast.
Most of them though, we were doing in like the full quarantine. We were doing a lot of them in 2020. So I don't know, it's sort of where are they now, or like what cool shit has happened in your life since.
Oh, that's true. I mean, like I don't mind having like repeat like people on again, but I don't think that having a reunion episode for a reality show that didn't happen. Yeah.
I got you. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the party would be great.
We'd have a great time.
Yes. I don't think that it would translate.
I agree. How was your anniversary supper?
It was great. Oh my gosh. There's this place called 11 Tigers, and it is on like between 13th and 14th and Avenue B. It still has kind of a speakeasy vibe because even though there is a sign, it's up a flight of stairs over a liquor store. And every time we've been, we try to go out to eat like on the early side anyway. It has like a nice, like bustly buzz vibe, but it's never too loud. The things that I love about this place are it has beautiful art, like murals everywhere. It's an Asian fusion place that is heavily tiger themed, as you can imagine. So that's really fun. All of the wait staff works together, which can sometimes mean no one ever takes your order, but quite the opposite. Everyone really pays attention. Aww. And people are always scanning the room, and people are like, they ask the right questions. Nobody ever takes your food or your drinks away when you're not done. And they have incredible themed cocktails that they could be charging $20 for, and they are still only $14 fucking dollars, which is insane. Yay. Including one where they come over and they like light a bunch of nutmeg on fire at your table. I forgot to post those. Just like the fun, neat things, which is why you go out to a fun, kitschy themed restaurant. But then the food is impeccable. Like, all of the food is incredibly delicious. It is very still well priced. There's enough of it, or if there isn't enough of it, they tell you. Like, there's a Wagyu beef thing that's like that little big. It's like the size of $50, but it has like gold leaf on it and like some caviar on it, right? Like, so it is meant to be a fancy little bite. But they tell you like, this isn't for sharing. Like, you can try to share this, but it's really boop, put it in your mouth.
Good.
Yeah, and they're not shy about. Yes, they're not. It's everything about it is. It's not ADA accessible. That's the only thing. It's not. But like the bathrooms are clean and nice. The bartenders, you don't ever have to wait too long for a drink. And just, I would go there. Well, I wouldn't go there every week because then it wouldn't be special anymore. But if I lived closer, we would go all the time. But it's definitely been one of the few places in New York that we go back to a lot, 3-4 times.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for asking.
Good plug.
Yeah.
And happy anniversary, Boo Boo.
Thank you. 18 years.
18 fucking years. Oh my God.
Our marriage is old enough to sell something at a pawn shop.
I'm realizing that in many ways, and I know this is going to be a little bit outside the hat for you. In many ways, Virgo marriages, which is not to say marriages between Virgos, but marriages that take place in Virgo season, that would be my parents, that would be you and Dawn, that would be my beloved Catherine and her husband Steve, like all just like solid horse sense, comfort, taking care of each other, like you know, life is life and stuff, and people are people, but still, just like it's a nice, good feeling.
Yeah, September is like a great time to get married.
Fabulous time to get married.
Yeah.
Did you have hot weather for your wedding day, or did you have like a good fall day?
No,
because
yeah, 09, 08, 07. I figured that historically, now I did not look at an actual farmer's almanac, but in my experience, the first weekend of September is usually an unexpected cold snap. Like it's happened a lot historically, where you're like, you get your last licks of summer in for Labor Day, and then suddenly it's cold, and then it gets warm again.
This year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it gets warm again.
Right.
But it was probably 84 on our wedding, which is fine. But we were outside with no, they don't let you bring tents and stuff into Central Park right at Bethesda Fountain. And it was beautiful and perfect. And I wouldn't have had it any other way. But I did have, my wedding dress was not quite this low cut, but I did have a wedding dress V sunburn that I then took on our honeymoon.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Yay, happy anniversary, Boo Boo.
Thank you. We still get compliments on the party that we threw that day, so
that's banging. Oh my God, that should be added to this new resume.
Like, oh, I threw the party of the century.
Still accepting praise for my wedding.
Exactly. Yeah, that was like right when the Knot started having its online stuff, where you could log into the Knot and then make basically like a digital scrapbook of your plans and then your actual wedding. And I was obsessed. There were like, I never actually met any of them, but there were probably 15 women who I talked to regularly before I got married, just talking about where they got their supplies or like where their venues were or things like that. And how they were making things. And yeah, it was a really nice little community. And then I'm sure it became terrible at some point. But
yeah, that is pretty reliable, isn't it? I have to tell you, I don't know if I mentioned it when we recorded last week, but like I've put us up on TikTok. We're on TikTok. It is so bizarre. It's so bizarre. And now
real runaway surprises on TikTok.
Okay, so viral is of course relative, right? Like I don't have anything but like trending in the millions, but we're getting like 50,000 blah blahs, right? Mm-hmm. And then like hundreds and hundreds of comments on like 3 things that I did not expect to pop off. Cause I'll dice up our episodes into little, into little social stuff, and it's fun, and I hope it helps people find the show, or it's probably exclusively how people take in the content, but that's fine. Okay. The way that things have gone as viral as I've ever experienced is very funny, and also I have to say people are so earnest on TikTok.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's really nice. I was not expecting this. I really wasn't, because like, I don't know. I don't think Instagram is the dredges of of the earth by a long shot, but you always find some people in the comments just trying to start shit.
Start shit. Trying to
They
start
just
shit.
are. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I posted a video on Instagram that had done well on TikTok, and somebody well actually me in the comments, and they were wrong.
And they were
And
wrong.
I'm like,
I saw that.
what? Yeah, I know. I saw you did. I saw you did. And I'm like, why? But then on TikTok, it's just hundreds and hundreds of people like sharing their own. Nobody's well actualing you. Everybody is just sharing, and it feels like we're all in someone's rec room at a party and just like, oh yeah, this happened to me. Oh, do you remember that? Like, it's
So
very,
cute.
very cute, very wholesome, very earnest. It feels so out of place and time.
Mm.
And I like it very much.
Yay.
I like it very much. I really did not, I don't know what I thought TikTok was, but not that.
Sure. Sure.
And now that I'm 41 and it's almost gone or whatever, like, too bad, so sad, but I am enjoying it.
I think that the thing that came down today was that everything was going to be fine, that not much was going to change. I saw something, but it was very hard to parse because it was in presidential all caps.
Fun.
So,
oh, cool.
I was like, oh, someone will tell me later.
I sent
Meanwhile, I literally have the news on, and the news reporters are like, we're trying, Lillian, we're trying. That's what we're trying to do right now. I'm sorry that you can't see it for the graphic that we put up.
Yikes.
We're getting paid to do this.
Oh my. God bless CBS Sunday Morning, huh?
For real. That's the only way I can adjust anything.
So good. So a topic that I had brought up a couple weeks ago, but we didn't use yet, which I'm wondering how you're feeling about it today, is the magical spaces of youth.
Ooh. Oh, like the physical places that were, yes. Yeah.
That were full of magic.
Talk about some of those for sure.
So I'll like lead us into it in just, I can't remember if I shared about it. My whole brain is just a sponge. My apologies, guys. But like over the last month or so, I've now lived here in South Jersey for 3 years, and I haven't quite figured out some of the spaces. And so, there's always a sense of when you live somewhere like, we didn't quite move in,
Mm-hmm.
And finally that nut is getting cracked, which is
Yay.
very exciting because the space that I used to record in was like a shared office for Jory and I, but it never vibed. We wanted it to be the vibe. It never quite worked out. And it always felt a little bit weird. And I was thinking this summer, I was like, when Bear passes away, because he couldn't get up those stairs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to put him through that. So I was on the ground floor with him for the last 6 months. But I was like, when Bear passes away, like, I got to figure this space out. And but coincidentally, at that time, Jory was like, hey, I think I'd like to move. Like, would it be cool if I made that like my bedroom? And I was like,
fun.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. And Jory's like, you're not going to give me any pushback? And I'm like, no, I'll just like move my shit into the room that is currently yours. And yes. And over the course of the last 2 weeks, we moved Jory's stuff up into what we call the nest, and it's so magical.
I understand what's happening because I know that you said you were in the middle of moving, and I was like, where are you going?
Not going anywhere, but we did
good.
like we hired movers because it's a tiny little spindly 200-year-old
correct
corridor. It's so cute up there. It is the best hang. It totally feels like this is the queer adolescence we have deserved our whole lives. Like, we go up there and it's like, bye mom, don't, like, not literally, but like, bye mom, don't come up here. And like, then we just go up there and like play video games and make out and weed and movies and like, I please. And
yay. I love
and Jory
it.
has such a beautiful, magical, aesthetic sensibility that like there are like magical little aurora borealis lights all
Mm.
like it's gorgeous. It's perfect. It's perfect. And and it just like reminds me of all of these magical places that we have created throughout times in our life, but like none more profoundly than in childhood,
Yeah.
where like you finally figure out your room, or the first time that you're allowed to design something or pick a thing out,
Mm-hmm.
or a clubhouse or a place in the school that only you knew about, or like, right, like it just feels like yours, and there's agency, and there's like a feral Neverland lost boy, you know, a good vibe to it. So
Sure.
yeah, so that's what we've been working with here, and just like letting the other pieces shift around nicely and try and figuring out like what feels cool and fun. Um but it reminded me of the last time that I was really decking out a space to be magical was when I lived in my last house, and I was zhuzhing my office, and I did it in this magical little way, and I showed my mom pictures, and she's like, that looks like your room that you designed when you were 8. And I was like, oh my god, that's exactly what it is. Exactly
Wow.
what it is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Crazy.
Ah,
Crazy.
I love that. I don't know, as far as like I've definitely had spaces that I felt a part of. I still don't know that I have fully executed creating one of those spaces for myself. I have my office, my studio that I am talking to you from right now. I have done various iterations of things that still have never quite felt like me. And I did have a really nice lantern for a little while, but
Mm.
like the thing that I hung it from the ceiling with fell down, and then I could never quite get it to like rig again. And also, to be honest, because of the way the room was set up, it kind of fucked up the feng shui because it wasn't in the middle of anything. But I didn't need it
Mm.
in the middle of anything. I needed it over my desk, but my desk is wedged in a corner. And then when I put up these like the floor to ceiling curtains so that you couldn't see all my mess in the back, then that
Mm-hmm.
like made the room a different shape. Anyway, I
Yes.
gave up on that lantern at a certain point, but I did, I do have purple walls. I do have things up on the walls that I like very much. Um, the first room like that, like teenager's room that I felt was kind of also mine, was my friend Lish from high school. She was my first fat friend. She's still one of the people who I love the most in the world. And she had, her room was an art project, and it was amazing. So like some of it was magazine clippings up on the wall over here. Um, some of it was like, I'm sure that we had like reappropriated fridge poetry.
Mm.
And so
Mag
there
Poe.
was stuff there was stuff to play with everywhere. She had hot glued, much to her father's dismay when they had to redo her room when she moved out, hot glued army soldiers upside down on her ceiling.
What a cool kid. Oh my god, that's some Gabby shit right there. I
She
would have loved
was
that.
the coolest. And of course, like requisite fairy lights. Um, it was just so many colors. Oh, and like, what was it called? There was a catalog that had all the hippie stuff in it. Like you could buy a bumper sticker that was like, it'll be a great day when the government has to do a bake sale to buy weapons or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes, 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 yes,
Um,
yes.
I want, it's not Gemini Scorpio. It was the catalog that had all of that stuff. Um, she had posters from that. Uh, just like super feminist, very witchy stuff. Um, and her house is where I went to feel safe.
Mm.
So that really became like, it was very, very important to me. Oh, I'm gonna get,
Do
I
it.
feel like my eyes have been very damp lately anyway. But I also remember when people came, when people came to help me clean out my mom's house in Virginia, no one said it at the time. We had to go in phases because we would dig out the part that was like right behind the door, and then we would have to dig a little bit further, and then we'd have to decide like if we were all going to go one way or if we were going to try to split off, and some people were going to go another way. So it took a while to get to my bedroom because I wanted to get to mom's first so that I could get the Peter Max painting. So it might have been the second trip before we even got into my bedroom. And people kept saying, they were like, it didn't feel like you were in there anywhere.
Yeah.
And part of that was because my mom had like kind of moved into it after I left, and had put some more of her stuff in it, like crap that she had bought that she thought she would sell again one day. But I never bothered to try to make it feel much like home because it wasn't home. There was like a a dot matrix birthday banner that was probably from like 9th or 10th grade. There was some dried roses from a couple of musicals. But mostly like my spending time in there was, my bed was a raft. And everything, the floor was lava. And I feel like I found my magical places definitely at camp. I had so many of those. There was a beautiful chapel that was down by the water that I had always was like, I will go back and get married there. And then when I thought about it, I was like, I don't want to drag down to Virginia and then make everyone hike through the woods and then we all get Lyme disease at my wedding. We're not doing that. There was also a really beautiful kind of hidden chapel at Montreat, which was not a church camp. It's a college that does retreats. And it was up a little hill, and it was just so like peaceful, and like a little gazebo set into the side of the rocks. And then it was like the places that we would find to hide and eat lunch instead of eating lunch in the actual lunchroom in high school. Like anywhere that we could hide. And then I think I knew every nook and cranny of the theater.
Yes.
Except for the lighting booth, which was gross, and also everybody was always having sex in it, so I didn't want to try to go up there and ruin someone's time. But it was like a couch you wouldn't want to sit on, let alone touch, and then have someone's hands touch you. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe
All
I'm
fair.
more particular. What is it about repurposing Christmas lights that makes something just feel so much more special? Isn't it strange?
It's very strange. And it's something I have also had my whole life. Like at this point, I just call tiny lights my mental health. They just are.
Yeah.
They are. Without any shame. And they have been since I was a kid. Like, I don't think I used the Christmas lights, but I used the lights that I could buy at Spencer's.
Sure.
String lights. And I would collect them and then I just plug them into each other. And so I may have started with a set. I never had red chili peppers, but I had a set of.
That was a Delia's vibe for sure.
Yeah. I had cow string lights.
Cute.
I believe I had bananas. I know there was something else in there, but the thing that I remember most were my Snapple string lights.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I don't even know where these came from. I almost feel like I won them, maybe, which is weird because I don't remember ever winning anything, but I also have no
Hmm.
idea where I would have bought these. And it
Right.
was, 10 string lights in a box with like cardboard hay, right?
Yeah.
And they
Yep.
were they were the old style bottles, so glass bottles with the Snapple impression,
Yeah, that's
and then
impressive.
the paper Boston Tea Party wrapper,
Yeah.
right? And they had a lemon one and a raspberry one and a peach one, and my personal favorite, the mint tea. Snapple mint tea was
Mm,
so fucking good. I
hmm.
don't know where it went. They took my heart and banished it to whatever ET Atari game hole they all disappeared to. And all these lights were just like strung around my room wherever I could get purchase, and like they were plugged in at any moment that I was awake and in there. And then came with me to college. Uh Realized I could also buy Christmas lights and that would do the trick too. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is about them, but it's definitely something neurospicy, because the same way that people with like on the spectrum and people with ADHD are like, don't turn on the big light. Never turn on
Yeah.
the big light.
No, no, no,
Never.
no.
Only
No.
if you can't find something and it's like urgent.
Correct. Yeah. Or if I'm painting my nails or something like that,
Sure.
I'll do it. The big light's for losers. I don't understand. Uh, it is for people who don't understand subtlety.
Right.
People who are not bothered by overhead lighting are not good at things that I think are important. I'm sorry. If you've never stopped to think about why it's bad, if you're like, this is fine, I question your aesthetic taste. I question your sensitivity to other people. I
Mm.
just simply, I think there's something wrong with you. There's a restaurant that is fine, that's couple doors down from us, that's new, and I would love to support the people, but like the first meal I had in there was not good, and their lighting is terrible, and I won't go back to see if the food's gotten better.
No.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
No.
Yeah, I need multiple lighting sources, and there's nothing more multiple light source than a string of lights.
A string of lights. They're perfect. They're absolutely perfect. And now I fucking live on string lights. And like one nice bounces up to the ceiling, that's fine. For like functional light.
Yeah.
But
I
all my heart
I
needs.
swear by these. This is actually what was in my lantern. Do you know about these?
Yes.
It's a light bulb that's coated silver on the bottom so that it only reflects up. So it gives a
Yes.
glow, but it doesn't, well, I mean, okay. It depends on where you're hang if it's a meant to be hanging down. What accent?
Yes. Same one who eats supper.
Yeah, and now there's something sticky on this, so it's gonna explode if I plug it in, so I
Oh
should just throw it away. It's
no.
fine. It's been bopping around since I took the lantern down. Bye, pal. It's the same one who eats supper. But it was like Italian and also Jamaican at the same
Great. We love some flavor.
time. Yeah, I simply it I'm so happy that I've been afforded a world where, I mean, I am too sensitive for everything that's happening, but I'm so happy to live in a time where more people are celebrating the good stuff of neurodiversity. Like
Yeah.
so many little beautiful ideas as to how to make a space more welcoming, even for
Mm,
people who don't realize that they need it.
very sweetly said. Totally. I love a thoughtful space so much.
Yes. Yeah. My space, while not currently very well curated, was
Is
put
very
together thoughtfully.
thoughtful.
And when it is functional, it's doing great. That's something that I really need to put myself to task to do. I wish I could be a person who enjoys the process of creating slash cleaning a space. I
Mm.
wonder if there's a way that I can reprogram myself, because much like with exercise, it was such an insurmountable thing growing up that anything having to do with organization seemed completely pointless and with no reward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. And oh God, knowing that they're, it's so funny because I was really, really thinking about you and the way that you grew up last night. I was like, it was very on my mind. And I think it's because, like, and Jory grew up the same way. And so, me having a sense of, like, God, the freedom that we experience when we can just zhuzh a little and make something nice, and then it can just, like, stay nice,
Yeah.
especially when you are the grown up and you get to be the one who makes the decisions, and you're not just at the behest of the adults around you and how they're going, getting stuck in their whirlpool. It does sort of feel like, God, to what end?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I can hear my mom saying over and over again, like, to 12-year-old me, like, especially shortly after my sister left the house when she got married. Um, maybe 13, but like, uh, you don't help me. And I remember being like, just tell me what to do.
Oh.
And it was so bad that it would be like, well, take your, make sure that we stopped using, our dishwasher had broken. I'm not sure if our water had completely broken at this point, but like the dishwasher hadn't been working for a long time. So we were mostly using disposable plates and stuff. And she would be like, put your plates and stuff in the trash. And I would be like, okay, but the trash has been overflowing for so long, and we couldn't even take out the trash because you would put it in a trash bag. We didn't have pickup. So we would have to take the trash and put it in the car and go to the dump when it was open, which wasn't all the time.
Oh no.
And because my mom didn't like for us to be, I now know this now that my mom had us over extracurricular so that we wouldn't have to be in the house as much. But that meant
Mm.
that we both had so many things to do that it would pile up. So yeah, did I maybe not put my disposable bowl in the trash every so often? Correct, I did not, because it didn't seem to make a difference.
Because it's not gonna, oh my God. Okay, but let's be real. How many people did that lack of social civil accessibility turn into hoarders? Because what the fuck are you supposed to
Oh
do with all
no.
your garbage?
It is not that we could not have opted into garbage pickup. It was that we did not.
Uh-oh. Because it would cost whatever amount of money per year.
Well, part of it was that they kept they used to come down our fucked up driveway.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we're not doing that anymore. And I don't know if that was across the board or just ours, but regardless, we now had this bin that you had to put stuff in and then drag to the end of the driveway, which was no small feat.
It was like a half
um
mile.
it was about a third of a mile. It
That's
wasn't
so
like
far.
all day, but when it was a heavy thing and like all roots and ruts and stuff and mud,
Yes.
not realistic for sure, especially not if I'm like running to catch the bus and that's when it needs to be out.
Definitely.
So I'm not exactly sure how or when along the timeline it became us putting stuff in the garbage and then throwing it to the dump, but here we were.
Right. Right.
And
Holy shit.
my mom was not in a place where she probably even could have delineated. I asked for chore lists all the time, and she would say things like, you should just know. And I'm like, well, I'm asking you for help and you're saying no. So I am also saying no.
That is the fairest, sanest thing that you ever could have done. Because it's just another way that she was treating you like the spouse who should have stayed around.
That's exactly right. Yep. Yeah, God, the runoff resentment that I got from the way my father didn't show up.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We haven't talked about this on here in a while, and I still
It's
don't
been a long time.
love the terminology, but the covert incest is the term when a parent makes a child the spouse. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with anything sexual. It's an ugly word because it's an ugly behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that, and I felt violated. I remember, like, I never felt like anybody touched me, but
Right.
it was a huge violation, and a wildly inappropriate, and I knew that from a very young age, but there was nothing that I could do about it except
Right.
for, you know, get in yelling matches and be told I
Ugh.
was a disappointment.
Oh, honey.
I'm so grateful that I knew that. I don't know where that confidence came from. Like, I always wonder who I would have been if I hadn't had to keep basically like treading water in quicksand. But uh, I never thought that I was the problem. I
Good.
always knew that I was not the problem.
Thank God. Yeah. Sometimes we, despite not really having the right environment to validate it or like,
Mhm.
where the fuck did this come from? But we get those messages just as we need them
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
like, to have just a chance in hell
Hmm.
of being able to make it through with your like dignity and sense of self intact.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel like I owe a lot to my church and the church community at the time. And that is always something that I will wrestle with because it's just so strange to have gotten so much of what I needed from an institution that I now feel like also has lied to me my entire
Sure.
life.
I think that's a very shared experience for people who have like,
Yeah,
yeah, who they like they're living proof that there were good things about organized religion
sure.
and specifically Christianity, but like, yeah, but there's it's a lot to contend with, but I do feel like it's a very common experience even when you're watching like documentaries around cults, right?
Oh, sure.
The cult of the youth group movement was I've been watching shit like that, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
deep, deep, deep. But then, and they
Send me
know.
whatever that is. I've definitely seen
Oh,
Jesus Camp, but I don't know if I've seen a lot of the.
oh yeah, there's a new one.
Is it specifically about Young Life? Because that was the first thing that I ever went to where I was like, this definitely feels like a cult.
It was really good. It was really good. It was bleak, but it was great. And it was specifically in the mid 90s on, the evangelical, this guy who, what the hell was it called? Not Young Life, I don't think.
Campus Crusade for Christ.
No, but the fact that there are so many is so
Oh,
alarming,
so many, especially around
right?
that time.
It was Shiny Happy People, and it's Teen Mania. What do you know about Teen Mania? I had never
Oh,
heard of it, right? Because everybody
that
had it.
is does not ring a bell.
Same. It was my first exposure to it too, but I mean all the same tentpole stuff, like a young, vibrant guy as like the guy, and
Teen Mania. No,
Teen
that was not
Mania.
popular in my neighborhood.
Good. It was Bad News Bears without question.
I
But
know. I'm
yeah, I
watching when we
did
get
watch
off
it.
of this.
Yeah, it's
Write that
good.
down.
And since you don't have any personal relationship to it, like
I
I
mean, it's
think
all the same.
it is all the
I have no
same.
doubt that I will fully recognize
Mm.
tropes in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Shiny happy people.
Shiny Happy People. Wasn't the first season of Shiny Happy People about the Duggars?
Yes, and this one is called A Teenage Holy War.
Okay, okay. So that's why
It's
I might have
season
missed it.
2. That's really good.
Yeah, because I definitely didn't want to watch one more second about the Duggars.
Yeah, I never had
Thank
any
you.
interest in like
I
learning
dug it
that, so
out.
I did skip it the first time. But yeah,
I
this one
watched
was
it
really
and I
good.
listened to a podcast with the older girl who like they took all of her money and made her they exploited the hell out of the couple older kids.
Oh, Jesus.
Um yeah, it's a story worth telling for sure, but I don't need to hear more about it. But I do need to hear more about that.
Oh my God, I have to say, I have to pass this on from another podcast. I was just listening to Text Me Back, Lindy West and Megan Hatcher Mays, and they raised such a great point. They had a rant and they were like, stop wasting the best, craziest news from the 90s and the aughts on one off hour or less long documentaries. Because you're blowing your whole
Oh,
fucking load. And it
yeah.
means that they won't pay good money later on down the line to do like a really good in-depth multi-episodic like many hours, you know.
I don't think that's true. I mean, I think that that is definitely one way to look at it, but we've seen bite-sized versions of so many things that they then got really into. As an example, the Fire Festival stuff, right? Like, I think that you can do. I hear what you're saying because you don't want to blow people's attention span, but people always come back to it. Like people who really
Yeah.
love, oh, uh, oh, I love hate her. Oh, what is her name? Teal Swan.
Oh yeah, you do love hate her.
My friend who lives in Costa Rica lives down the street from Teal Swan's new campus.
Oh, freaky.
And I was like, the second she said that, I was like, I would watch all of the Teal Swan content again and more. Like so here's the thing. Everybody's storytelling style is different, right? The
Mm-hmm.
person who kind of stoked the fire about Teal Swan being problematic was a podcaster. So the first thing that came out was like a podcast series. And then the people who did the uh sorry, cat trying to kill himself. Hi, buddy. Do you want to come say hi or do you just want to be an asshole? Guess which one.
I know,
Oh,
I know. Don't make me
oh,
guess.
oh,
Oh, you bigums.
oh. He's so big.
Look at the way he sits on you
I
like
know.
a boy. Like a real human boy. That's a Santa's lap moment.
He's so goofy. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but the storytelling is different.
Mm-hmm.
And when, oh, right. So, he did the podcast, which was based off of, an article that he wrote, right? The first Teal Swan stuff that came out was like an
Okay,
article.
sure.
And then someone was like, you should do a podcast. And he did a podcast. And then the people who did the expose series about Nexium, they were the ones who did the really compelling multi-part thing about Teal Swan, and then like that then came called into question the integrity of the production
Oh
because the guy wound
no.
up being like friends with Teal after that, and they used some of the footage out of sequence without explaining it. Yeah. There's I
Oh.
know, escandalo.
Very a scandalo.
Yeah, but and then, even with Twin Flames, both of the documentaries are so different because different people signed on to them and the way they told their stories. So I think that as long as you are good at telling people what the content they're about to see, why it's different from the rest, I think that there's endless possibilities. People are never going to
Sure.
stop talking about Jonestown, right?
Thank goodness. I will
That
watch
is
anything I can get on
that
Jonestown.
3-part what was the podcast? It wasn't a dollop, was it?
It was the
You put
last podcast on
last
the
podcast on the
left,
left.
and it was
That
like a 5-part series, and I listened to every drop of it. It was so good.
yeah. Um there's always more as long as you're telling things in a fresh way with an interesting angle. People who are drawn in by this kind of thing will always, just the same way that people who are prone to joining cults will always join cults.
So unfortunate, man. So unfortunate. Shit.
I'm also grateful because I watched my dad try to get into so many get rich quick schemes. And we were just talking about how, do you know that scammers are preying on old people by, um, okay, say somebody in your life who is 60 or above is selling something on Facebook Marketplace, or I forget exactly how the scam works, but basically they're like, oops, I overpaid you. I sent you this weird traveler's check or whatever, and I overpaid you. Can you, but you don't have to pay me back in cash. Can you just go buy some Home Depot gift cards and send them to me in the amount? It is the most convoluted extra ask.
Yeah.
And it seems so weird that older people are like, I guess this is what the kids are doing.
Oh no.
And somebody I know, her mom got taken for like $5,000 that way.
Oh no.
Imagine being the person at Home Depot who sold her those gift cards without asking what the hell was going on. But
Yeah.
but yeah, my friend's mom almost got roped into a scam like that, but it was Walmart gift cards or something.
Oh.
And like, why would you go to so much effort to get fucked over?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
They
we
have to have
definitely
some success with it. It's
we
so.
definitely put money on a bullshit timeshare at one point. Um,
Yes.
so I understand getting like excited about a thing and then getting sold the thing and then being like,
Fuck.
oh, this is not even the thing. Um,
Right.
but to go through so much extra effort to then find
Oh.
out you are out $5,000.
That's so awful. Yeah, really making people do the work themselves. They're getting, I mean, desperate and crafty and really creative.
But my dad would have fallen for that. My
So
mom probably wouldn't have, but my dad would have fallen for that kind of thing over and over again.
I don't know if you've ever actually told me about any of Baby Allen's get rich quick ideas. I think all I really know about him is he was raised incredibly wealthy and very soft, and then couldn't see and was definitely extraordinarily neurodivergent, and then just left Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Just left.
I don't think, I mean, he was not cut out to live in Virginia anyway. He was legally blind. He had never had a driver's license, but I think I told you he like rode that little moped around. He got in so many accidents. I'm amazed that he didn't get killed or kill somebody. Um, I don't think that my mom realized how much he wouldn't be able to fend for himself without being able to just like walk down to the subway. I don't know why. I don't know how they could have been that optimistic, but so you're asking about get rich quick schemes. I don't think that opening a museum was meant to be a get rich quick scheme, but I do think that they both thought that they were going to be able to run this business. A previous business that they had run together that apparently had worked out, and I don't remember what it was called, but they ran an independent, like I forget what they were called, like a social rag, like a newspaper for the Upper East Side people. So they would go to the
The
parties in the
Tatler.
Hamptons. Yes, probably.
Oh my
Probably something like that.
god.
But it was less about, well, no, it was mostly gossip, but it was like, here are pictures of fancy people doing fancy things. And then they would sell advertising in it. So if you were the fancy person and you wanted to see your picture, you would go down to the corner and you would just pick it up for free. But they would sell advertising like, yeah, like the Village Voice was a free newspaper whose income was from ads. Um, my mom, from the stories that she told, was mostly the person who was staying up until the wee hours the night before the deadline to make sure that all the typesetting was put into place. Like they did it all themselves. They put together a
Oh my
newspaper.
god.
Yeah. And I'm sure that she sold a lot of the advertising. Like, I'm sure, I wish I had asked her more questions about that, but she would get so mad talking about it that anything that was interesting kind of got pushed down from
Oh.
the anger. But they did make some money off of that for a while. I know that my dad This is such a weird story that I only know parts of. My dad owned a bed and breakfast out on Long Island somewhere, that failed, I believe, because he like fired everyone who worked there and thought he could do it all himself when he very much could not do it all himself. And all I know about that is when that closed down, so it was, I don't remember my mom being involved in it, but at some point they moved some things into the apartment in New York City, and there was a can, a number 10 can, which is the big industrial size cans,
Okay.
of pineapple that had been sitting around for so long that it was on a top shelf in our kitchen, and it exploded because it had fermented, and it covered the ceiling and everything in the kitchen with fermented pineapple, because my father could not throw away this last vestige of this motherfucking bed and breakfast that he had.
No. Oh no. Oh no.
So whenever anyone talked about pineapple in my family, my mom would turn purple. She would be like, I don't want to talk about pineapple.
Wow. Well, there's no sign of Lily in here, but boy, it smells like a Dole Whip.
And then he just like a lot of ADHD people, was an ideas guy without the structure to have follow through. So like he had a lot of really good intentions with the National American Flag Institute, and yeah, just things in general. And he was always, I've joked before that I've been around people on cocaine like very rarely in my life, but the way people on coke immediately want to start a business is like kind of how I am all the time. I'm like, oh my God, you know what you could do?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what you could do? Hey, ooh, you could like put this and that together. Like I see the promise in so many things. But actually getting anything to happen is a little trickier.
Fair.
He People loved to listen to my dad though. People really loved to listen to him.
Was he like an orator?
Oh, he was a great speaker.
Yeah.
He was a wonderful, yeah. He ran for the story about Roy Cohn and my mom was when he ran for borough president. Um haven't I not told this recently?
Roy Cohn. Wait.
The Roy Cohn, like the bad one.
The bat?
The bad one.
I don't know this story.
Oh, okay. So my dad was running for Manhattan Borough President, and I don't remember who he was running against. But they were on some fundraiser, like booze cruise. They were like on a boat in the river, and the man that my father was running against was black. And Roy Cohn came up to my mom and said, "Marcia, we both know that the only way that Alan is going to win is if he plays the race card. Like he's got to get the white people on his side and like point to the black guy and be like, don't vote for the black guy. You know, we got to stick together." Only he said it in whatever his like despicable Roy Cohn way was.
Sure.
And my mom lost her shit at him and like backed him up to the point where he was almost like leaning backwards over the railing of the boat as she told it. And he never spoke to her again.
Excellent. Yes.
And my dad
Marcia.
would never. My dad would have never. Like my parents both had implicit and explicit biases about people of all shades and races.
Right.
But my dad wasn't nasty. He would have never done anything like that. And he did not win. So maybe Roy Cohn was right.
I wonder who won. I wonder if it was a white guy who was like, this guy.
I could find out. I'm sure I could find that out very easily. But yeah, there's got to be a Wikipedia of Manhattan Borough presidents somewhere.
Definitely.
But yeah, I don't know. It's so, I wish my parents had been medicated, man. I really wish I could know what they both could have done. I'm certain that my mother was bipolar. And definitely ADHD. My dad was definitely ADHD with some histrionic personality disorder in a big way. I don't know what you can medicate for that, but they did not stand a chance, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they just made baffling decisions. Baffling decisions that were not in their own best interests by a long shot.
No.
And certainly not those of you, but.
Yeah. Over and over. Just wild.
I would be so curious to know what the fuck was wrong with my dad. I really would. Like I wish I could get anywhere near there. Like the armchair psychologist in me is like borderline. Like I don't think narcissist is it. I really don't. It feels different. Like I've dealt with plenty of narcissists. It was different. There, but yeah, maybe borderline. I mean, definitely profound depression.
Right.
But then the way that it would be like lashed out was, it sucked. Yeah.
I wonder if there have to be studies about comorbidities with people who are prone to alcoholism.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, definitely.
Just like there's like a personality type that is drawn to cocaine versus a personality type that is drawn to, not that alcoholism is a personality type. That's not what I'm trying to say.
No. I got you.
But there are trends in however anyone chooses to self-medicate.
For sure. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. That's a good little rabbit hole you gave me.
Could be interesting.
Could be interesting. Yes. Is that how you reverse engineered from like hoarding tendencies and inability to function as an adult? Like not you, but when you were trying to like when you finally were like, what was wrong with my parents?
Oh, well, I took psych in college, so a lot of that unraveled itself very quickly. But at the time, hoarding was almost exclusively being spoken about as an OCD trait, which I'm not saying it isn't. I'm sure that has something to do with it, but OCD as a standalone doesn't explain at least how my mom's anxiety around things and organization were. And now that I understand ADHD, first of all, like when I was in college, the ADHD was still a boy disease, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
That is so bonkers to me that it has taken so long and is still pushed back against so much about women because it shows up differently. Then call it something else. I don't give a shit. Call it something else, but don't completely invalidate people's experiences.
Definitely.
So, that's definitely when I was learning about personality disorders and heard about histrionic and narcissist. Like my mom was a narcissist for sure, textbook, and my dad had wild delusions of grandeur that were left over from like when it was possible for him to do or be anything because he was this little Lord Fauntleroy and his parents had a bajillion dollars from fruit or something.
And they were fruit magnates?
I think so. I think that they were fruit importers.
Hence the pineapple.
Wait, which? Oh. He was like, this is all I have left to remember. Yes.
Yep, that's his crest. Just an exploded chisel of pineapple.
There is a level of rich at which point, like, no one really remembers where the rich came from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it is very irritating that of all of the things that my family loved to rehash and hash and just muck the fucking troughs out, that we never got to the bottom of like so many things.
Yeah, it's baffling. I wish the records were better. I wish records were good enough that you could like actually Google it and find some good shit, you know? And it didn't have to rely on like family lore.
Right. I mean, the last time I went digging was when I found that letter that Nazi wrote to my grandfather, and I was able to figure out like what else that dude had been up to.
Yeah. Shit. So crazy.
I just they were busy. They were some busy people. My
Those
grandfather
people
looked
have
like
too
he
much
was
money.
just like chasing down police scanner stories, but really he had
Ah,
other things going on.
immensely great. Immensely great. Well, that's delightful.
I'm trying to think of one more like special magic place. I feel like I had quite a few when I moved up to New York, but they were definitely not places of my design. I would say in general, over the course of my life, libraries have been of great solace to me over and over again.
Mm.
Particularly that Newport News Virgil Grissom library where I went to um, when like our local library was kind of sad.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
um, and this one had really fun programming. They had like cool puppet shows and things like that. And that like we would go and spend the whole day. We would like go get Hardee's for lunch, spend the entire afternoon at the library, and my mom would let me run around. So I was
Oh.
definitely like looking up sex books and stuff.
Yes.
And also reading like E.L. Konenberg and like other age appropriate things. But yeah, I was able to yeah, there was like I think there was like a queer history book that I flipped through every so often. I had a couple favorite things that I would go back to because they weren't necessarily in an incriminating part of it wasn't like the erotica section of the
Yeah, yeah,
library.
yeah.
And also all of the paperbacks were just sort of jumbled up together. Like there were weird wire racks of paperbacks, and over here would be the youth ones, and over here would be the adult ones. And at some point, you could tell people like made a vague attempt to put things back in some kind of an order, but they didn't even like scan them out. They only stamped them. They weren't even in the computer. Um, so it was really easy for me to like pick up a bunch of kids stuff and then pick up like Clan of the Cave Bear, or like whatever weird horny thing was. And that was the best at the library because you could flip directly to the sex parts because somebody had already broken the spine
Oh, hell
of
yeah.
every horny book. Like that was
That's the Lord's work right
that
there.
is absolutely so it was very easy just to be like boop 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 psh, psh, oh some of that, and then you wouldn't even have to put them back because nobody know where they went anyway.
Oh my God. So great. So
Yeah, the
great.
smell of a library still will always get me, but that was also where I went in college because it had air conditioning and my dorm didn't have air conditioning, and I would sleep in the library.
Why? Oh, why? Oh, what the fuck was your tuition money going to? If
Well, there wasn't very much of that either. Like it was I think that my freshman year of college, including housing, was like $8,000. So
sure.
it was in the top 10 cheapest private colleges in America when I went.
Wow.
And that is exactly the kind of education I feel like I got. I got a big lots education.
Used perfectly. Absolutely. I loved my college library very much, but I didn't spend any time there really
Mm.
because I was always at the theater. So
Mm-hmm.
there was a time when I was one semester, the first semester of my senior year, I overloaded. I want to say I was taking 6 classes.
Mm.
It was
Nobody really puts
heavy.
any of that into context for you. And you're like, well, 18 credits. What's another 6?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. I think I was taking 6 classes, and it was probably my most intense semester because I had arranged it so that by my spring, senior semester, I was taking one class and I was just living my fucking life.
That,
So
okay.
it was all in preparation for that. But whatever I was doing, it was a massive project and I needed such disciplined focus that I was actually going to the library and I was sitting at one of their quiet tables. And it was just such a great mid-century modern building. Felt very like that footage of Sondheim doing Company from the, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it had that vibe and it was so good. And I was like, man, it's too bad I'm a senior now and I've like never hung out in here. Oh well, guess I'm done. And then they tragically redid the library in the recent years, so it's
Hmm.
not that, you know, cool
Aw.
70s spacious, like hanging
Ah.
globe lamps and shit.
Ugh.
I
Love
know.
it.
My high school library wasn't shit, which is a shame because I
Mm.
still love libraries. But we also had, like, we had the Peaburg Library, which is very 60s and it will always be my childhood library. Um, but it's part of the Warren County Library System,
Mm.
and the the boss library is in a town called Belvedere.
The boss library. I know exactly
Yeah.
what you mean.
And the Belvedere Library, that architecture is different. That it's much older. I want to say maybe 1800s, but possibly like early 1900s, and it very gothic and like deeply old. And the first time I ever got sent there was like for a reading award when I was 6. And so
Cute.
sort of like the massive saucer-eyed like, oh, what is this big old kind of creepy place, but also there are books here, but it's not what I know, but oh my goodness, I'm so drawn to it, and maybe there's like a monster in here. Loved that shit. Very, very into that shit. Yeah, I love a library. I love
Have
a
you ever
library.
been to the really cool library with the turret at 6th Avenue between 9th and 10th or 10th and 11th?
No.
Oh my gosh, they do a lot of programming in the lobby there. Um, and I hadn't ever been, but my friend Mary Edwards, who she's the one who went to like study sound at the in Antarctica and like has created this beautiful music, including like
Mm-mm.
recorded sound of the glaciers cleaving. She's
Yes,
so
yes.
cool. You have to find her. She's also a jazz musician and singer. But the way that
Naturally.
she thinks about music is just incredible. I just love her.
Oh.
Um, I have seen this a million times, and we went through like a different entrance to do this thing that used to be called Instant Shakespeare. I don't think that they do it anymore, but it was just a company that liked to read Shakespeare aloud on the weekends. That was literally the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like they would send you um the script that everybody was using, which was really interesting. I think that they were pretty dedicated to using a version that also had like kind of like a modern day translation on the. So you would, if you were looking at it like this, like this would be the original text, and then over here it would be like, this is, if you don't understand this, this is No Fear Shakespeare.
Oh,
That's what the
yeah,
brand
yeah,
is
yeah,
called.
yeah, yeah. I remember.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But they would use the original text, but they encouraged people to buy those little booklets because if you were reading it out loud for the first time, you would understand it better.
Mm-hmm.
But that was in just like a normal room full of books. When I went in to see my friend Mary Edwards play in just like this cavernous lobby, and then went down to the bathroom, like it's like a castle. It's like a little castle, and I need to go spend more time there because it is incredible.
Oh,
Yeah,
fun.
it's very, very, it feels very special. And I
Love that.
believe was part of a women's prison at some point.
Rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the gay ones go, I hear.
Oh, for sure. I listened to a really good NPR podcast about that women's prison that I will send to you.
Oh, nice. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I mean, it's right around the corner from Stonewall. Like, it's definitely
Mm-hmm.
of a time when the gays were like, this is ours now.
Yeah. I will tell you one last little bizarre, well, two little feral spots. Yeah. I'll tell you two little feral spots when I was a kid. One was outside of the house, at the very back of
Mm-hmm.
the house, because the house I grew up in, abuts to a cemetery. Those are my neighbors. There was just like the tiniest little patch of woods between the yard and the cemetery. Like you could see through it. It was the depth of maybe two trees. It was
Sure.
just a respectable boundary. But it was also this little tiny, tiny glade, because it wasn't dense with trees. It was just a few really big
Yeah.
evergreens. And so in this thatch, you were just in the canopy of these trees, and it was just laid like the whole floor of this glade was fallen needles, right? So
Yes, yes, yes,
it all
yes.
smelled so sappy. It was a climbable tree, so I constantly had sap on me. And this was my fort. This was what
Nice.
I referred to as my fort. And I would bring friends, I would bring snacks, um, and bizarrely, I didn't realize that anyone else knew about it until I went out one day and like there were beer bottles and stuff there. And I
Oh,
realized that some local teens
oh,
had discovered my fort, obviously from the cemetery side, and were
sure.
like, let's sit on this tree and drink some beer. And was like so intimidated and horrified by the thought of these teenagers like
Oh,
smoking and getting high and like whatever in my little fort. I loved it very much. Eventually, it got really, really overrun with poison ivy and became too impenetrable.
that sucks.
It remains deeply impenetrable. The poison ivy is winning. Um, and then there.
Hashtag 2025. So itchy. It's such an itchy
So
time.
itchy. Um, uh, and then so like what I was able to do with my room the first iteration of my room being something magical, um, was, in school we had like learned to cut strips of paper and tape them together and make chains, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, these chains kind of look like vines. And so I did a ton of them and I taped them up to the ceiling
Mm-hmm.
to make it feel like I was sleeping in the jungle. And so I had all these
Oh, I
vines,
love it.
and I would take discarded flowers from the cemetery and like hang, the silk flowers from the cemetery, and I would hang them up like, I lived in a jungle of dead people's monuments and vines made of paper. And I got to take it one step further when this was the coolest thing. I don't even know how they got the idea because it was so me. But I guess when I was like 7 or 8, I got to, we my parents, my mom, maybe my dad too. I'll give them both credit. My parents were going to redo my room because like I had enough autonomy to know that I liked things, right? And
Sure.
so they were like, "What color?" And I'm like, "Pink, pink. This pink." And they were like, "Cool. How about the accent color?" And I was like, um, "Green." And they
Okay.
were like, "Cool. So you sure you want this pink and this green?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful." So they painted the walls essentially Pepto Bismol pink, and the trim of the windows and the baseboard heating was, how do I describe this green? I guess like a jungle green, right? It's not Kelly green, it's not mint, it's rich, it's bright, jungle green. And I loved this room so much. And they picked out I picked out a mural for an accent wall.
Ooh, fun.
Really fun. And there was this mural at like, I don't know, Sherwin Williams. There was this mural that was like in like at like the Delaware Water Gap, right? Like you're in that kind of forest, and it's just like a creek that's that's dabbling over and falling down into like a low waterfall with a little pool. Like it's not
Beautiful. I know
tropical,
exactly what you're
you
going for.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, I want that one. And there are like azaleas in there. So there's like pops of like fuchsia. And that goes up. So I've got this great big mural wall of this little like waterfall in what I call the jungle. And then I've got the pink walls and the green everything. And Arlo's excited. And I have the chain vines and everything. And my room looked like that for the entire time that I lived in it until I was 18. And then I left and my mom painted it like suitably of lavender color, like restored the trim to a normal white, whatever. Um, and then I kind of just lived in mostly normal rooms. But back in 2020, when I was doing my office, which was very bland, I was like, I want to paint this room. What color am I going to paint it? I'm going to paint it pink. And I'm going to have a bunch of green accents, but this was so subconscious, Lillian.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
subconscious.
I remember.
And I also like forever am in love with the very Miami aesthetic.
Oh, yeah.
And very,
that was your Golden Girls room.
yes, it was my Golden Girls room. So I got like this globe lamp, and I got a mural that is basically the Golden Girls Blanche's room / Beverly Hills Hilton, the banana leaves pattern. All of the specifics of it are evading me, but it's like very famous artwork of banana leaves. And if you saw it, you'd be like, oh yeah, I get exactly what this is. And I put that up on one wall, and I was like, oh, it feels so good. I got myself an imitation Ames chair that is fucking magnifique.
It's great.
Like, it made me so happy. And it took me, I was just like, Mom, look what I did. It's so cool. And she's like, that's just your childhood bedroom over again. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You got there immediately, and I've just been in a fugue state for months, like trying to recreate my safe space, I guess.
I mean, our Freud who art in heaven.
Yeah. It made me so happy. So like watching Jory do that, and like I reclaimed some of my. This is our banana.
Oh, that's
leaf.
the mural.
This is it. I have it with me. I think it's going to go up on one of these walls. We'll see which. I don't know which one. But it's going to go back up, and like I'm not going to paint because we're not allowed to. But like I just like I'm feeling it, you know.
Yeah,
I'm feeling it, and it's such a good time to just like settle in, make it feel a little safer, make it feel a little nicer, and just like fucking queer adolescence. Ever since you told me about that, I've been like, oh, yep, that's what's happening.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's like, I think it is a pretty universal thing where it's a time for reinvention. It's when, people, maybe your behavior is not, is a little regressive. And what you reach for, for comfort, it totally makes sense. Like to be able to, anything about making the decisions that you didn't feel like you could make. It's so profound, and it is a new growth. It is like a brain developmental stage that comes as a surprise to a lot of us because we think we're done up there.
Oh my God. Couldn't be further from the truth. Thank goodness in some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm open to it.
Yay.
All right, Cookie. Well, this is a real pleasant little cozy walk.
Yeah, what a cozy walk. The fuck buddies, don't, if you're gonna tell a lady that you like her hair, don't do it from 4 feet behind her.
And also,
that's so weird.
The more you can call people out for sneaking up on you, do it. He was not ready to reckon with that reality.
He also did not at all apologize for scaring me. He acted like I was overreacting like a crazy person.
Okay.
I mean, he wasn't rude about it, but he just like went on as though I had not almost just crapped my pants in front of
Yeah. They're baffling. People. People.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I adore you.
I adore you. Thank you for listening, fuck buddies.
Yes, thank you, fuck buddies. We love
And
you
check
so
us out on
much.
TikTok. How can people find us? Because I think we changed the handles to some things.
Okay, so right, I got locked out of our Instagram. So we're now at Fat Femmes on Instagram.
Oh, Jesus. Is that what happened? That
Yeah.
whole other Instagram is gone?
Gone. It's okay. It hadn't been well maintained. Like I did good posts in the beginning, but
Yeah, that still sucks though.
I know.
But yeah, just Fat Femmes.
At Fat Femmes on Instagram.
I can't believe we got that handle.
I know. Well,
That's
2
crazy.
Fat Femmes was taken. I was
okay,
gonna
that's
do
fine.
2 Fat Femmes, and I was like, fuck. But Fat Femmes was available. So we are at Fat Femmes on Instagram. And if you get confused, I always have that account as a collaborator on anything I post. So you can always find it easily through me, through Lillian.
And is TikTok Fat Femmes also, or just all the fucks?
TikTok is just stuff that I've been posting under at officially Jen Ponton. No, not officially. At official Jen Ponton. I have not made a separate TikTok for us.
Okay. It doesn't matter to me if you do or not. I just wanted to make sure. Since I obviously have not been paying
I have like
very close attention.
8 TikTok accounts that I've made for all different kinds of projects. So I think I'm going to...
It's so annoying to yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying.
It's so annoying to log in and out of things. It sucks.
And the fact that I lost the original All the Fucks one, I was like, ugh. Is so...
Yeah.
I think the problem is I forgot the password, and then the email that they had a typo in it. And so I can never... I know.
That was what used to happen at Meetup. People would sign up and they would put a typo in their password, or either way. And there was no, because they didn't, usually now you sign up for something and then you get an email. It's like, is this all right? And then you say, yes, I approve this. Everything's right. Mm-hmm. And that might happen with Instagram now, but so many people would get locked out of their Meetup accounts because they created the account wrong.
Yeah.
And then it was like, too bad, so sad. Really?
Oh, no.
There's no other way to authenticate? Great, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're at Fat Femmes now on Instagram, which doesn't lose too much history at all because I really didn't operate the account from 2020 till 2025. So
great.
It was up for a few good months.
Check out what's rumbling on Jen's page on TikTok, though. It's pretty hilarious.
It is very, very hilarious, and it's very, very wholesome, so it's enjoyable. All right, gang.
Okay.
I love you so much.
I love you so much. We love you, fuck buddies.
Love you, fuck buddies. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.